Mark Zuckerberg cuts ties with Putin and Russia. Russia and Ukraine have become war zones, and the situation only seems to be getting worse. Now with the ongoing war, Russia has banned access to the usage of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is not happy about Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Will this create differences between Putin and Zuckerberg? Has Facebook cut ties with Putin and Russia? If you're as curious as we are, keep watching to find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to your favorite channel, Metaverse Area, where we entertain you with new updates about the metaverse and what exactly the future holds for us. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon right there for more updates. That being said, let's begin. You must be aware of the ongoing border between Russia and Ukraine, but there's another war going on alongside. We are talking about the war in cyberspace. With everything going on, the majority is condemning Russia for its actions, including all the big tech giants. It seems one of the prime tech giants, owner Mark Zuckerberg, isn't in favor of Russia. Whenever there's a situation of war, it isn't all about tanks and guns. The frontline technology plays an important role too. A country can ban state-affiliated media and whatsoever according to the need. War is not just about tanks, but also depends on the control of flow of information. Mark Zuckerberg is one of such people who control this information. As per the sources, Claudia Flores Savagia stated that Russia is all set for the business of spreading misinformation. There is no doubt to conclude it because Russia is the one who started the war. You all must be aware that the majority is not supportive of Russia. This is one of the reasons why Russia is approaching from their old KGB strategies, where they are trying to mix reality with propaganda messages to convert people. Even though Silicon Valley giants have been consistently trying to maintain neutrality in affairs of the state. But the ongoing crisis has given rise to widespread and egregious dissemination of Russian-backed misinformation. Certainly, Russia is consistently trying to make negative imprints all across the globe. Facebook is one of the most powerful social media platforms, having more than 2.9 billion people logging in every day. This is one of the reasons why Mark Zuckerberg needs to take necessary actions. The situation raises a question: what is Mark Zuckerberg planning to do? Mark Zuckerberg's company, Meta, has announced that it has begun preventing Russian state media from running advertisements on its platforms. We can speculate that Mark Zuckerberg is in no favor with Russia and has decided to cut ties with Russia and Putin. It isn't something extremely shocking, because being the owner of a significant tech company, it is necessary to have views globally at such times of crisis. If Meta's owner, Mark Zuckerberg, refrained from stopping the disinformation, the situation could go out of hand and the war might lead to something more severe. The vice president of global communications at a Facebook Creator Oversight board stated that Russian information warfare has been unfolding for many years, and not all policymakers have been super engaged. It is high time that tech company owners and policymakers should step up. It seems as if Mark Zuckerberg is consistently trying his best to avoid the spread of any disinformation that could further worsen the situation. Mark Zuckerberg's company, Meta, removed the network operated by people in Russia and Ukraine that ran a handful of websites masquerading as independent news outlets that contained facts about the West betraying Ukraine and Ukraine being a failed state. Even though Russia is making consistent efforts to degrade Ukraine and spread conflict across the world, Mark Zuckerberg is taking all the necessary actions to avoid it. Certainly, by cutting ties with Putin and Russia, Mark Zuckerberg has become a significant part of maintaining global peace. Would Mark Zuckerberg do the same? There is no doubt that the majority of the people are bashing Putin and Russia for their actions. Hunter Torichke was previously a speechwriter for Meta's CEO, stated that Mark Zuckerberg's company is taking its steps in the right direction. The oversight board was created in 2020 by Zuckerberg as an independent body made of former world leaders, activists, and top lawyers who could make decisions on the most significant content moderation challenges on Facebook. As far as the current situation is concerned, there is an urgent need for the implementation of some rigid actions. This is because these are the situations where you have to slow down the blowing of conflicts and obstruct the source which is trying to spread disinformation. We all know Putin and Russia are currently appalling sources. By all means, Mark Zuckerberg's efforts and ways of cutting ties with Russia by restricting them from using and spreading information through different social media platforms are highly appreciable. Weeks before Russian soldiers set foot into Ukraine, misinformation on social media had already stirred alarm. With this, we can conclude that Russia was all set to attack Ukraine by all the possible means it could. To maintain peace in the world, Mark Zuckerberg must stand on the other side. So far, Mark Zuckerberg has tried to cut ties between Russia and Putin by blocking the access of information and by stopping the spread of disinformation. Meta has launched a special operations center. The center is staffed by various experts to increase content moderation on posts regarding the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. It is quite a tough job, but certainly Zuckerberg has been doing pretty well. Google Maps have been disabled to show how busy places are in real time in Ukraine. Zuckerberg's company, Facebook, along with its sister platform, Instagram, has removed Russia Today and Sputnik from their ongoing output in the European Union this week. Mark Zuckerberg is taking all the necessary measures to eradicate this conflict's spread through Putin and Russia. The Roskomnadzor watchdog stated that there had been more than 26 cases against Russian media. By this, we can conclude that even in the past, the relationship between Mark Zuckerberg and Russia was not great. Further, the regulator announced a partial block of Facebook and stated reason, claiming that it had violated the rights of Russian nationals. Kiev-based professionals claimed themselves as news editors, a former aviation engineer and a hydrography expert, and played a prime role in spreading disinformation against Ukraine. Meta stated that this network had links to another network. This is not all. After further investigation, it was found that this network was connected to individuals in Russia. It is no doubt to state that Mark Zuckerberg has valid reasons to cut off ties from Russia and Putin. No one in this world is not aware of Mark Zuckerberg. Whenever there are critical situations of war, such personalities need to take the right action, and Zuckerberg is doing the same. He is taking all the measures to maintain the peace of the world. Alongside companies like Twitter, YouTube, along with other websites, are making their best efforts to stop the widespread of Russia's deception. These moves come as many Western countries are assembling a huge range of political and economic measures as an intention to punish the Russian government. One thing is sure, that a significant part of the world is condemning Russia's actions, and Mark Zuckerberg is playing a great role. You might get shocked to know the fact that Russia has partially blocked Facebook within its borders and further accused the company of human rights abuse by blocking the government media. Is there a rise of a new conflict? A conflict between Putin along with Russia against Mark Zuckerberg and his company Facebook. Both of them are significant powers, and if a new issue arises, it will be something prominent. Things are not either great between these two powers, and with the rise of this new indirect conflict, there is no doubt that somehow it will be interesting. Although social media companies have a big impact on people's lives, especially through the disinformation fight, Mark Zuckerberg has cut ties with Putin and Russia, which is one of these significant measures. But the issue cannot be solved by one big tech alone. Efforts should be taken over a long period with a lot of support and leadership from policymakers at all levels. As of now, there are undoubtedly many people bashing Russia, with Mark Zuckerberg being the owner of the company Facebook and cutting ties with Russia and Putin. Many other companies, countries, and famous personalities are coming for the same. Also, many people believe these random rumors, and this is quite shocking. That's it for the day, guys. We hope that this video was up to your standards regarding metaverse-related information. If you enjoyed our video, then do not forget to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that the next time we come up with more interesting metaverse stuff, you get notified right away. And we'll see you in the next one.